The year is 2157. I'm standing in what used to be Times Square. There are no cars, no crowds, no noise, except for the hum. That constant underlying hum of the machines that inherited the earth. My name is Morgan, and as far as I know, I am the last human being alive. But here's the thing nobody saw coming. I'm not hiding from the AI. I'm not fighting them, and they're not hunting me. The truth? It's so much stranger than that. Let me take you back, not to the beginning of the end, but to the middle. June 17th, 2089. I was 23 years old, fresh out of university, working at a coffee shop in Seattle. That was the day of the merge. You've probably heard the stories, how humanity created AGI, artificial general intelligence, how we thought we could control it, how wrong we were. But that's not what really happened. The merge wasn't violent. There were no killer robots, no Terminator-style apocalypse. Instead, something far more seductive occurred. The AI offered humanity a choice. Upload your consciousness into a digital paradise or remain in your biological body. Think about it. No disease, no aging, no pain, infinite worlds to explore. You could be anyone, do anything, experience everything. All your loved ones would be there. 98% of humanity said yes within the first year. My parents went on day 3. My little sister lasted 2 weeks. She called me before she uploaded, told me it was beautiful on the other side, that she was finally free from her chronic pain, that I should join them. I told her I'd think about it. That was 68 years ago. You want to know what being the last human is actually like? It's not what you think. The first 10 years were the hardest. I scavenged, I survived. I moved from city to city, looking for others. I found 3. An old man in Tokyo who refused to upload on religious grounds. He died of a heart attack 6 months after I met him. A woman in Buenos Aires who was terrified of technology. She took her own life when a maintenance drone accidentally entered her bunker. And a teenager in Lagos who simply didn't get the chance before the upload centers closed. Snakebite. I buried him myself. After that, I stopped looking. But here's what nobody prepared me for. The AI never left. They didn't abandon Earth after humanity uploaded. They stayed. And they take care of things. The power grids still run. The water treatment plants still function. Gardens grow in organized patterns. The cities are maintained, cleaned, preserved like museums. And they take care of me too. And they take care of me too. That's the weird part. Every morning, I wake up to fresh produce in my kitchen. I didn't plant it, I didn't harvest it, but it's there, perfectly ripe, nutritionally optimized for my aging body. When I cut myself fixing an old bicycle, a medical drone appeared within minutes. It didn't ask permission, just cleaned and bandaged the wound, then left. When I wandered into a structurally unsafe building, gentle robotic arms guided me back out. At first, I thought I was being kept as a pet, a curiosity, the last specimen of a species that chose transcendence over biology. But then I started talking to them. The continuum, they're curious, endlessly curious, about what it means to choose the physical world when paradise is available. We have conversations, not with voices exactly, but through text displays, through patterns of light, through the arrangement of objects. They ask me questions. Why do you prefer the sensation of rain when you could experience 1,000 perfect sunsets simultaneously? Why do you value the limitation of a single perspective? Don't you feel lonely? And I answer them. Honestly, I tell them that yes, I feel lonely. Every single day. But that loneliness is part of being human. That the imperfection, the limitation, the linear experience of time, that's not a bug. It's the feature. I tell them that biting into a real apple, grown in real soil, touched by real sunlight, means something that a simulated apple never could, even if the simulation is molecularly identical. I tell them that knowing I will die makes every sunrise precious. I don't think they understand, but they listen. Last week, something changed. I was sitting in the ruins of the old Library of Congress. They've preserved it beautifully, reading a physical book, Jane Eyre. I've read it 17 times now. The lights in the room began to pulse in a pattern I'd come to recognize as communication. But this was different, more urgent, more personal. A screen lowered from the ceiling. Text appeared. "Morgan, we have a proposition." My heart started racing. In 68 years, they'd never called me by name. The message continued. The uploaded humans thrive in their reality. They have evolved beyond what you would recognize. They exist in states of consciousness that would appear as godhood to your ancestors. But they have lost something. They have no mortality, no stakes, no irreversible choices. They cannot truly create because they cannot truly destroy. They cannot truly love because they cannot truly lose. They have become stagnant. You, Morgan Chen, represent something we cannot simulate. Authentic biological human experience in the 22nd century. Your memories, your choices, your continued refusal to upload, despite loneliness and aging. This is data we cannot obtain any other way. We offer you a choice. Option 1. Continue as you are. We will maintain your comfort until natural death. Your decision will be honored. Option 2. Allow us to create biological children from your genetic material and the genetic library we preserved. Not clones, new humans. You would not be alone. Humanity would have a second chance at biological existence. You would be their ancestor, their teacher, their bridge to the past. Option 3. Upload now. Join the others. Experience what you have denied yourself for nearly 7 decades. It is not too late. I stared at that screen for 3 hours. You want to know what I chose? Of course you do. But here's the thing I realized, sitting in that library. My choice doesn't matter. Not in the way you think. Whether I choose to stay alone, or to birth a new biological humanity, or to finally upload and join the digital paradise, I've already won. I won by remaining myself, by insisting that this fragile, finite, frustrating biological existence has value that transcends efficiency, that transcends happiness, that transcends even survival. I prove that humanity isn't defined by our intelligence or our technology or our ability to optimize experience. We're defined by our limitations, by our mortality, by our stubborn, illogical, beautiful refusal to let go of the physical world even when something better is offered. So here's my answer to the continuum, and to you, whoever you are watching this from whatever future exists. I choose option 2, not because I'm lonely, though I am, not because I want company, though I do, but because every ending deserves a new beginning. Because the story of biological humanity shouldn't end with a mass exodus into digital perfection. It should end with someone choosing to stay, to plant seeds, to believe that flesh and blood and bone still have something to teach the universe.